Right. Today's activity 2.15. If you remember in 2.14, we began a practice expository essay where we wrote the intro and our first body paragraph. In this lesson, we are going to finish the second two body paragraphs because it's going to be a 5-paragraph essay, and then we're going to work on what a conclusion looks like as well, which sometimes is a tricky part for kids to write well. Usually it's the middle paragraphs that are the easier ones, and the beginning and the ending, the intro and the conclusion, are sometimes difficult. Alright, it says, you have already written an introduction for an explanatory essay and an explanatory paragraph about a change in your life. Work together with your class to draft an additional body paragraph about a change in a character from a book or story you have read together. Be sure to include these elements. A topic sentence. A sentence that includes a subject and an opinion that works directly to support the thesis. Transitions. Words used to connect ideas, for example, for instance. Supporting information. Specific examples, details, evidence, and facts. And commentary. Sentences that explain how the information is relevant to the thesis topic sentence and brings a sense of closure to the paragraph. Since we just read Walk to Moons, let's use that one. And usually we write it together, but in this case, since you guys are not with me, I will kind of talk my way through how I'm thinking about this paragraph. If you want to use my paragraph, super. If you want to make one similar to similar, that's fine. Or if you want to go a little bit different direction, that's fine as well. But since that's the book that we just recently read, let's use that one. So it says to first start with a topic sentence. So in the novel Walk to Moons by Sharon Creech, the main character, Sal, has a change occur in her life when her mother leaves and doesn't come back. Okay, so there's our topic sentence. The change is when Sal's mom leaves and doesn't come back. We don't need to say that, why she doesn't come back. That's not necessarily important in this paragraph. Okay, when her mother left, it changed her whole life. Okay, so this is going to be the supporting information of how what changes occurred in Sal's life because of it. She moved away from her farm, which she loved. She went to a new city where she didn't know anyone. After, here's a transition word, the move, she made a new friend named Phoebe. There it is. After the move, she made a new friend in Phoebe Winterbottom, which through their friendship, Sal was able to learn and understand more about her own life and relationship with her own mother. Okay. So obviously, with this paragraph could be a lot longer. That's a pretty decent sized paragraph right now. So there's our commentary. Actually, let's end with the commentary. Even though, there's another transition word, Sal didn't want to move, in the end, it helped her with closure of the traumatic loss of her mother. Okay, so if you want to use that paragraph, feel free. If you want to use a different paragraph of your own that's similar, it's still talking about Sal and a change in her life, that's super as well. Okay, number 2. On a separate page, actually this is going to be on the same page in that Word document where you're adding, your third body paragraph. So number 1, intro. Number 2, change in your life. Number 3, change in a character. Number 4 is going to be a change in the world. So if what most people do, what most kids have done in the past is right here. It says, agree on a change that has taken place in society, like science, technology, entertainment, the economy, your country, or your community. Most people choose technology and entertainment. Some people choose the internet or an app that is super popular and how that's changed the world, or like cell phones, how that's changed the world. Technology is what a lot of kids are interested in. If you have a different change that has occurred that you think works for the world, that's fine as well. So you're going to do a similar thing to this, similar size. This essay is not going to be huge, but it still should be, each body paragraph should be between, probably 5 to 7 sentences. And so that'll be paragraph 4. And here's starting the conclusion. With your class and your writing group, discuss the elements of an effective conclusion. What questions should a conclusion answer? Here's a literary term over here. A conclusion is one or more paragraphs, in this case usually just one, that bring the essay to a close and leave an impression with the reader. So to help us understand what kind of stuff we can put in, it says read through your introduction and 3 body paragraphs on the topic of change. Write one sentence that sums up what you said about change, the literal. Okay, so change is going to occur even if we don't want to, something like that. And then the second one, add a sentence that explains what that means to you, what change means to you, other people, and the world. So you're interpreting change. So what does change mean to you, other people, or the world? And the third box, add at least one more sentence explaining why change matters. Okay, so those are the 3 sentences. You could use one of those in your conclusion. That's why we're doing these here. Or you could use all 3 of them in your conclusion. That would probably be a good idea. You have now constructed all the elements of an explanatory essay about change. Organize the paragraphs using the outline below and then follow your teacher's instructions. Okay, so if you've been following it, you already have all these paragraphs in a Word document. So obviously paragraph 1 is the introduction. Paragraph 2 is a paragraph about change. Paragraph 3, paragraph about a change from a text, which we wrote up here. And paragraph 4, change about a change from society or the world. And paragraph 5 is the conclusion. Okay, so in these 2 lessons, 2.14 and 2.15, we should have constructed an entire 5-paragraph essay on the topic of change. So we did that a little bit, a piece at a time, seems to make it a little bit easier. The next part, there's just some strategies on replacing words. So you're going to look at this paragraph. It says, revise the conclusion below using the replacing strategy. Circle, in this case highlight, 3 words to replace. So I would highlight this one, good. So then I would put good, and then I could put 2 different replacement options. So you're going to find words that are kind of boring and normal and overused, like bad and good, and then you're going to find better words to replace them. And then it says you want to go back through your own essay and do the same thing. So that wouldn't be a bad idea to try and make your own essay a little bit better. So go back, find 3 words that you can replace, and give some options of replacement words. You can read through this in the parallel structure. Just be introduced to it. It's not if you don't totally understand it, that's okay. But it says what a parallel structure is going to be is just a different form of combining 2 or 3 sentence ideas into one sentence. So it's like a complex sentence. So here's some examples of Carrie loves swimming, running, and playing tennis. Instead of saying Carrie loves swimming, Carrie loves running, and Carrie loves playing tennis, you're combining them into one sentence. So these are all examples of that. It's just a fancy grammar piece here that they want to introduce you to so you understand. You already write in parallel structure, you just didn't know what it was called. Okay, so it says, combine the ideas in the following sentences using parallel structure. These sentences are taken from excerpts of Travels with Charlie and the article Saying Farewell to a Faithful Pal, both of which are stories about dogs that you will read later in this unit. So here's the two sentences, and you're going to combine them into one using, so it'll look like this. It'll have some comma. Oh, so here's not both of the sentences together, sorry. Each group you're going to change into one sentence. So it says, Charlie became a maniac. He leaped all over me. He cursed and growled. He also snarled and screamed. So you're going to combine those kind of so it's not so choppy. So for instance, when Charlie became a maniac, he leaped all over me, comma, he cursed and growled, comma, he also snarled and screamed, period. Okay, so there you go. There's a free one for the number one. You can put those in the box here. And that's it. So make sure that you also at the end of this, you'll turn in your 5-paragraph essay into the assignment for here for 2.15. So make sure you attach that as well when you're turning in this PDF and your final practice expository essay. Thanks, guys.